Okay, thank you all for coming. We're going to go ahead and get started. So today's webinar, we're going to be going over messaging in GreenFolders. And just so you know, this webinar is being recorded. So I try to have these 15 to 20 minutes. I will send the recording out as a link to everyone who registered. So if you have coworkers who are out, who've missed it, we'll be sending out that link so they can watch it. I do have Beatrice here with me. She is a co-organizer with me. So if you have any questions, go ahead and send them in the chat to Beatrice. And if we have time, I will answer them during the webinar. If not, I will include them in the email. I'll include the question and the answer. I'll also be sending you a link to the messaging walkthrough article in our knowledge base. Okay, so let's jump right in here. So I have a folder, have some information filled out. First thing you're going to need to do in order for this to work, just so you know, you're going to need to connect GreenFolders to the email server. This step's included in the knowledge base article. We're not going to go through that right now, but that's something that you can work with your IT with. The instructions are there. So let me show you what a message template looks like. This is going to save you time. Messaging directly out of GreenFolders is really nice. You don't have to open up an Outlook or your email and type your message, fill in all that information. GreenFolders will do that for you. It's going to save you time. So let me show you what a message template looks like. I am in an administrator account. I'm going to click on my menu. I'm going to come down here to configuration, go to my folder type, come over here to message templates. Move that over just a bit. There we go. Okay, and if I click new, just click OK on that. There used to be a couple options there, but so just click OK. This is what you're going to see when you create your message template. You can name it. You can give it a description. Okay, there's a to field, a subject field, and your body field. Now, if I want to send this message, if I want to create this template to go to someone specific every single time, because obviously our buyer is going to be different in every transaction, agents are going to be different in most transactions. You can come over here to choose parties, and look, I can send it. Hey, I want this to go to my buyer or multiple people. Now, anytime I send this message out, it's going to go to the buyer of that folder. Here in the subject line, order confirmation for, let's say I want the address. This can work with any field that's in GreenFolders. Order confirmation for address. That's going to pull in that field. These are called variables. Okay, order confirmation for whatever address is in that field or in that folder. I come down here. I can say, hello, insert a variable. Maybe I want my buyer name. So you can see you can build out these message templates to include a whole lot of information that you don't have to go in and look for and input manually. GreenFolders will do that for you. So I'm going to show you what a completed one looks like. This feels like a cooking show. I put it in the oven and one's already there. So this is one that's complete. Notice I have my name, the description, who it's going to. This one I have a manual broker. I CC'd myself. Order confirmation for buyer name at address. Notice in the body I have my logo, the folder number, date and time. Order confirmation. So here's my body information. And you can have as many of these as you want. So let's go out and let me show you what it looks like when we populate it. So I want to send a message out from this folder, 22-10001. I come to my Messages tab, I press the plus button. I'm going to select my compose method. I'm going to use GreenFolders. You could also use an external mail client. So if I were to choose that, my Outlook compose window would open with this letter with all the information filled out. So that's kind of cool. But I'm going to show you what it looks like from GreenFolders. I want the order confirmation. At this point, I could actually choose extra people I want to send it to. I've only filled out, for this example, I've only filled out a buyer and a seller. So I'm going to come down here and click OK. Here's my window. Notice it's going to the people I wanted to go to. I have my buyer's name. I have my address. We have the file number, the date and time that I sent this out. I am in Mountain Time. That's why it's 11 o'clock. And then you can save it. You can send that email directly from here. Now, these are dummy emails, so except for mine. So I'm not going to send it. But this is how you would send it out. Okay. So let me show you how this can be automated. In this case, I want this email message to go out when I complete a specific task. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and then I'm going to go in the background and show you how to set that up. So I come over here to my tasks. Here we go. I'm going to complete that task. I have it set up to where when I complete this prepare title commitment, that message is going to automatically send out. As soon as I click that, notice how the messages went there. So I'm going to save my folder. I'm going to jump over to that messages tab, and here it went out. Now the status is queued every couple of minutes. GreenFolders will see if there's anything in the message queue and then send it out. So this automatically sent out to the parties that I wanted to send out with the information that I wanted it to send. So think about different ways you can incorporate this in your workflow. We have some default workflows that we could help you out with, but this can also fit into your existing workflow. Think of the times that you send out emails to your customers and you have to, input this information. You have to double key it. Doing it this way with automations will save you clicks, will save you typing time, saves you money. So it takes a little bit of time to set up, but it's worth it. It pays out dividends in the end. So let me show you how I set that up. If I go back to my configuration, I go to my folder types. Folder types. I come over here to my tasks. And remember, it was the prepare title commitment task that triggered that message to send. So I'm going to double click on that task. Up here at the top, we have a rules tab. I'm going to click on that and look at how I set this up. When the task is completed, I want a few things to happen. I want some tasks to be created. We went over this last webinar about automating tasks, but I also want to send a message. And I can select which message template based on the task. So that's how I set it up. So again, if you have any questions, let Beatrice know in the chat. She'll relay those to me. But be thinking, the way to get started is to come up with your messages that you send regularly. Okay, make your list and then see if you can tie those to some of your tasks. Hey, when this task is completed, I want this message to be sent out to my buyer, to my seller, to the buyer and the buyer's agent, to the transaction coordinator. Come up with a list, kind of a storyline of how the workflow is going to work. That's going to be the part that takes the longest, and then we can just input those in as message templates and get those automated. It's going to save you a ton of time. I'm now going to send you out a poll. I want to know what you'd like to see covered in future webinars. Some of the feedback I got last webinar was really helpful. I incorporated a lot of it into this webinar, and so your input really helps me. So if you can take a minute and read through those, let me know what would be most valuable to you to see in the future. And while you're doing that, I do want to let you know that this month our Tidal.io Cloud solution highlight is LinkGen. So LinkGen's cool because it lets you create public links that can be embedded into your title commitments and other documents right out of your attachments section in GreenFolders. Pretty sweet. So if you want, schedule a 5 to 10 minute demo with Beatrice to see if LinkGen would benefit your company. We're all about automation and saving you money, and so I'll include a link in the follow-up email so that you can schedule that at your convenience. So I appreciate your time. Looks like we're going to get out here just a couple minutes early. So thank you so much for coming. I look forward to having another webinar in the near future, and I hope you guys can attend. All right, have a good one.